Hello YouTubers, Dylan Olsen Art here with another Chibi or Kawaii tutorial. In this video, we are going to draw Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. So let's get started. We want to start out with not a perfect circle shape. We're doing something a little different. We're doing a it's almost like a gingerbread figure. Kind of like what we did with Pocahontas. Not every Chibi character we draw will be the same way. It'll be a little different from others. Besides, it'll help you all learn new stuff along the way. And then right below that circle, we want to put a bit of maybe a smaller circle or a U shape. We're sort of going to build her like a snowman, because at the bottom we're going to draw a half circle shape for her dress. Then we want to put some arms, which are basically these long skinny ovals for her arms. Then we gotta put just a simple shape up here for her hair. We gotta put a line across for where her eyes will go, and a line here for the middle of her nose. So we pretty much have our basic shapes for the character in. Now we need to draw her eyes. This Chibi style calls for eyes that are basically just simple ovals with nothing else in them. So I'll put one eye here, put a eyelash, repeat the same process on this side, a simple oval, then we're going to put an eyelash here. And now we also need to give her some eyebrows. So we got that. Now let's put in her mouth. We are gonna make her smile. So we'll just draw a seagull shape for her upper lips. It's almost like a mustache shape, but that's her lip. And then we'll put a U shape under it for the underlip. Okay, then after that we need to darken in the bottom of her head. We need to define it. Okay, then we need to draw these curvy shapes. These will be the sides of her hair. So we're gonna put a dark curve up here. Then she's got a flock that sticks over her forehead like this. Here's a curve back here. This will be her other flock of hair on the other side. Okay, then we need to curve this up here. We need to create another curve on top that follows the bottom one we put, like this. We need to make another curve that comes to a point on this side. If you need to pause the video to get this right, feel free to do so. And then we gotta draw the hairband, which is basically a big curve that goes up and over like this. And then we need to draw, there are these leaves, which go like this. There's one in the middle, and there's two of them on each side in between this one. So we'll draw one here, one here, one here, and one here. Then put another curve here. And then she's got some hair back here. It's like a ponytail. Right here as well. And there. And then right at the top there are these little circles that stick out. And they like connect here. So now that we got her head, we need to put in her dress. So we start with drawing this kind of V shape with a curve on the left. That's the left side of her dress, and there's the V, followed by another curve, and then there's a we're going to draw this zigzag pattern with 3 points. That's kind of like the flower on her dress. And then there are leaves coming out of it. So we'll draw these. Now we need to draw the leaves on the sides. Now we gotta draw the main dress, which goes like this. There are some points here. And then this end of the dress sticks out. And then you create a point with that with this curve right here. And now we need to draw more points. Here's a point right here. There's one point here. Another one here. And then one more right here. And then you can connect these points with a fairly straight curve at the bottom. That's the bottom of the dress. Now we need to draw. We just need to darken in her arms like this. Here's her, she's wearing these long dress gloves. Let's define the other arm and then draw that glove too. Here's some hair sticking out back here and here as well. And put a leaf there. You have a leaf here and one here. All right, so that is Tiana. Now we can take our eraser, and if you've drawn over your lines darkly enough, you can get rid of the light lines that are not necessary for the drawing. And we've got a bunch of those here. We've got a lot in her dress, her face and hair. Just take your eraser and lightly get rid of the unwanted lines. Sorry, just needed to look for something. Okay, now if you have to, you can take your pencil and just go back over all the lines that you put that belong and that your eraser might have washed away by accident. Just take your time putting in all these lines. Okay, that's pretty much Tiana. Let's color in. Get some colored pencils. These aren't anything real unique. They can be bought at pretty much any art store anywhere. And remember, don't use the point like you did when you were making your lines. Colored pencils work real best when you use the side of the pencil to shade them in. Just like this. And color in her skin. Use a tannish brown. A light brown, if you will. So just lightly color that in. And if you want to use markers or crayons, that's fine too. Take your time coloring in her skin. Then we color in her arms and upper chest. I forgot there's a triangle in the middle. And that's all the light brown that you see on Tiana. So now let's color in her dress. It's going to be like a light green. There are a lot of greens in this drawing, so take your time and use whatever greens you have to. Or if you want to use blue, like in the movie, you can. Or yellow, that's fine. This is a drawing. Drawings are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to help you be creative and to help you learn new stuff. So it's basically the top portion of her dress that's this shade of green. And then you also color in her hairband. And that's all of the jade green that you, actually, these top parts of her dress are going to be green too. Okay, so now we are going to use, this is called True Green. It's a Prismacolor pencil. And I'm going to use, it's kind of an aqua green. We're going to use that for these leaves. For the flower here. Okay, then we're going to use, this is called Spring Green. And we are going to use that for the top part of her dress. Like I said, we're using a lot of greens in this drawing. If you want to use a dark green, that's fine. But I don't know how it'll look, honestly. Color in her gloves. And now we can do it on this bottom part of her dress. The middle part. The very bottom, that is going to be yellow. This is kind of the dress that she receives at the end of the movie. It's the most iconic dress, and it's the look that kind of separates her from Cinderella, who has a light blue dress, and Jasmine, too. Okay, then the bottom of her dress is yellow, so you only color these triangles. And this yellow is also going to go on. No, let's bring out this shade of green again. We're going to use that for these leaves. Yeah, and we are almost done. No, let's go ahead and color her lips. Her lips are a dark red. And now we are going to use black. Oh, no, that's not black. Hang on. Okay, here's the black pencil. So we color in her eyebrows right here. And the eyes themselves. We also color in her hair. Let's start from big to small to big. So we'll get the top, the middle section here, one section at a time. And now we get the sides of her hair as well. So I'm just going to color that in. Get this flock of hair here as well. Get the top side as well. And then get the left side. You can use dark brown if you want, but I'm going to use black because I like to see clearly. And be more simple. Fill in holes if you have to. And there you go. That is Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. I hope you all had fun. Please hit that subscribe button for more, and I'll see you next time.